Okay, so I thought it would be interesting to show you layer swap working with about 250 layers. So I'm gonna Command A, Control A. That is selecting all the layers, and then I'm gonna select the replacement layer. So all the source layers are shape layers, as you can see. And this guy replacement layer, it's an Illustrator file. It could be a video file, a PSD, doesn't matter, and still work the same. All right, so I'm in layer swap, as you can see up there. And then I'm going to shift click here to initiate so shift click is like a shortcut, right? To invoke this button. And just like that, in about 3 seconds, it replaced 256 layers. So all the animation that we had earlier is going to be transferred over to the burgers. So they're all burgers now. All right, it's quite interesting. Just a bit of tidying up to do, because the original shape layers, their visibility icon has been switched off, right? But they're still there in the timeline. You can delete them, but I'm just gonna shy and hide them. And then I might as well show you the Keyframe Orchestrator, which is this is revolutionary stuff. It's going to change the way you work in After Effects. As you saw, layer swapping of 252 layers was done in a few seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna Alt Shift and click on this checkbox, and Alt Shift throughout all the scripts. I hope, or that's the plan. Alt Shift on the checkbox will solo that checkbox within the group for the checkbox. All right, so we're gonna create scale. So I punched in 1,2. That means I want to create or affect keyframes. Since there are no keyframes for scale, I will be creating. Now, where in time do I create it? Well, it's pretty cool. You can type a property, and then in parentheses, then the keyframe index. All keyframe indices or index for each keyframe has a value and also a time. So since I put this in the keyframe times input field, I am referencing the position properties first keyframe and second keyframe. So that's where in time the scale property will be created. How about values? We're going to start with 0, 0, comma, and now for keyframe 2. Yeah, so I'll just put the same values for now. 10, 10. Speeds, I'm just going to leave it blank. Although I might as well show you. I normally like to do a 0 for speed and 90 for influence handle. Okay, good to go. There you go. Next, I am going to add some randomness. So keyframe indices 2. I want to do random offset. So the script supports special commands. So a special command is essentially it's a bit like an expression method, right? It's some English stuff, English word, and then they have a parentheses, and you type numbers in them. So what I'm saying here, or telling the script to do, is say, hey, for scale property, for its second keyframe indices or index, um, apply a random offset. It's JavaScript driven and only works in this script. You can see the values change. I'm going to undo because I don't want to increase the size. So when you do random offset, you need to punch in a minimum value and a maximum value. And notice I put -5 for minimum and comma -5. That ensures that the scaling will be in the original aspect ratio, right? And I can run it again. Yeah, that's a bit too small, eh? Some of them have disappeared. So maybe instead of -5, let's do 2.5. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Nice. Now we'll do a stagger. We can stagger just the first keyframe. Now we're also staggering position and scale. So we can stagger just the first keyframe, or first and second keyframe, or just the second keyframe. All right, and they will all produce slightly different results. You can stagger by all these options, not just by layer, index, or selection order. So really insanely interesting stuff. Let's try XY coordinate. And so I'm going to pick top center. So what's going to happen is as it animates out, or maybe let's go composition bottom center. So it's going to build up from the bottom and then build up upwards. I'll show you what it does. Let's set it to, okay, let's do 3 seconds. And then it's going to affect all layers. So it's running through and it's done. See that? Insane, right? Okay, I'm going to undo. And for distribution time, you've got different options, yeah? Let's see how this goes. So if you look here, it's staggered, and in the status box, it's staggered 512 keyframes, right, on 256 layers. Okay, let's see what happens. What the hell is that? Looks like a mushroom clump. Okay, and undo. This time I'm gonna affect both the first and the second keyframe, and you'll see the difference. I'm gonna do 2.75 seconds. And instead of a sine wave, let's do linear. It's like a new toy, yeah, for After Effects. So let's see what this does. Insane, right? And it's interesting, isn't it? Okay, anyways, I'll cut this short. So hopefully there'll be more tutorials, and if you have a YouTube or other social media channels you want to do tutorials on this, show some stuff, and earn some money, get in touch with me. All right, cheers. Bye bye.